story, she can't get government assistance for her disability because her husband gets it for his disability.
Well, the government's suggestion, leave your husband. Then you can get the money. It's tonight's Help Me Howard with Patrick Frazier.
For Allison and Ronald, there was never a doubt.
It was love at first sight.
Love at first sight 21 years ago that's brought 2 decades of good times.
We have a wonderful, big, large family, wonderful, 8 great kids.
And now they're going through a bad time.
So I tore his ligaments. I have herniated discs.
Allison was hurt at work and then injured again after the surgery.
Lo and behold, the same day that I had the surgery, I fell down in the parking lot. Damaged his knee. I fell on both knees.
Allison was disabled and couldn't work, but since she had not had a job for enough years to qualify for disability, she applied for another government program to help disabled people called SSI, or Supplemental Security Income.
In the hearing, the judge gave me fully favorable, and then I was told I won my case.
Then another judge reviewed the case and denied Allison's benefits because
I'm married and I live in the same house with my husband, and that he was on disability, that I cannot receive the benefits.
Ronald's been disabled since 2005. Finding out she couldn't get the benefits for her disability because he gets benefits for his disability stunned her.
It's haunting me now. I can't sleep. My eating is not right.
Then Allison says a Social Security rep and a disability attorney told her of a way to get around the law.
Well, I never heard of nothing like, you gotta leave your wife in order to get her disability money.
That's right. Allison was told if she and Ronald got separated and she moved out, she could get the benefits. Now she was fuming.
The audacity to have the right to tell me to leave my husband in order to get paid. I think that's very demeaning.
Allison's reply, she doesn't need their marriage advice. She just wants the money that's there for disabled taxpayers.
And I'm going to stay with my husband, but I need my benefits.
Well, Howard, does Allison have to leave her husband to get benefits for her disability?
Yes, she does, because the SSI program is needs and has strict requirements in order to receive money. They take into account the income of her husband. The government concluded that income is sufficient for their household to survive on, and the only way to get around it is for one of them to move out.
We spoke with the Social Security Administration. They offered to talk to Allison, but since Howard said their law is not on her side, she's out of luck and will have to find a way to survive on just Ronald's small disability check.
But this is crazy. It's crazy. It's ludicrous.
Allison says it's crazy she'd have to leave her husband to get her benefits, which is why she says the government rules are ludicrous.
They're going to keep it for me for what? Punishing me for being married? Which I am. I'll be honest with you, I'm happily married.
Can you imagine being in the room when they write government rules? Wow. Now, there are a couple of different kinds of disability. It's certainly confusing. If you want to see the difference, the links are at WSVN.com under this Help Me Howard story. And by the way, you may have noticed I no longer have to wear bandages on my nose. Dr. Patricia Rivas spotted the cancer. Dr. T.J. Gafrida removed the cancer in 4 surgeries, reconstructed my nose.
We don't need to hear about your nose. Okay, where to begin with this story right here? And again, we are in Florida. I think y'all love sending me these stories that are coming out of the state of Florida. But yeah, this is a picture of the couple right here that you see on your screen. Her name is Allison Fulton Taylor, and his name is Ronald Taylor. So they've been married for 21 years. So that's 2 decades. They've been married since the early 2000s. This is a very messed up situation. And when I was sent this story, the very first thing that came to mind was what they did back in the day in order for for black women who were single mothers, or, who were, wanting to get not child support, but, benefits from the government, that there couldn't be a man in the home. That literally took me right back to that. And that's the nerve, like she says, of the government to actually sit there and tell her that in order for her to receive the benefits, for her disability, is for her to leave her husband, to move out of the house so she can get her own benefits. That's messed up. Like, that's not something any married couple would want to hear. That's like That's for them not even a last resort. That's not even a resort at all. That shouldn't even be an option. I didn't even know something like that was actually on the books. Like, can someone tell me in the comment section, did you know that a law like that was on the books, where if you are married and your spouse has disability and are receiving disability benefits, and the other one that is able, that they can't receive disability if they stay with or inside the home, that they will have to move to another, and they probably got to move to another residence. Then they got to probably give proof that they separated and that they're not still married. Like, she would literally have to practically divorce her husband in order to get disability benefits. Like, that's messed up. Like, that is really, really messed up. But then again, look at who write these laws. Look at who writes them. That's crazy. That is wild. And they just and how ironic that this happens to be a black couple. That's what really made it stand out to me and make that correlation between the government programs back then and how black women were able to get them, and this story right here. Only it's flipped, because now it's, her that's trying to get them, but she says she's not going to leave her husband in order to receive these benefits. Now the last resort is for her to stay with her husband and survive off of his disability, because none of them is working. They say he's been on disability since 2005, and that's how he survives. But she got disabled years later, and now they got to literally try to survive on whatever it is that he's earning, and that's not going to be enough to support both of them. Now, I don't know how old their children are, because I think she said they have 8 kids. I don't know how old their kids are, especially since, they was married since they were married for 21 years. So that means that their kids, they're young. They would have to have young children. But maybe somehow the kids can help out. Like I said, I don't know the age of the kids. I mean, if they're minors, they can't really do nothing. But maybe, I don't know if they have other family members or anything like that. But I wish that they had a GoFundMe or something like that they had created, and they could have put it in the article, which they didn't do, unfortunately, because I don't know if they have one, and people could have donated to them so she could, so if there's bills that has to be paid or any type of medical needs that she has, which I'm sure she's going to need that, then that would help as well. But I feel bad for them. I feel bad, I have to be honest. Like, no one should be told that leave their spouse that they love and have been with for 21 years, that they can't be with them, and just so they can get some health benefits. This is literally the 1960s welfare thing all over again. The only difference is this woman's not going out of her way to receive them. She needs them. It's not so much of a want, it is a need. It's not a liability, it's an asset. She needs these benefits because she's clearly disabled. She cannot work. They said she got injured on her job and then had surgery and then got injured again after the surgery, and that was pretty much a wrap. Wild stuff, I tell you. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, about this crazy story right here. And did you make the correlation between what happened back then for black women to get benefits and the connection it is to right now? But I'm just glad she's not going with the decision to leave her husband just to receive the benefits, because that shouldn't have even been an option. And that's messed up, because they literally trying to break up this happy family just so she could receive some money. Because then if she did, I can imagine what kind of stories would have flew off the wall if that occurred. With that being said, I'm going to end the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when I upload a new video or go live.